Hey guys, how's it going? It's Breakout Bag Lunch back at you with another trade recap video. Today's February 3rd, 2026, and we're looking at a second green day, which is fantastic. A day could have been a lot more green, which we'll talk about in a moment, but I can't say I'm upset about the results. I'm just going to jump in right away and review the trades. The first trade here was just based on a setup that I like to take all the time. I'm going to go to the 1 minute chart so you can see this a little bit better. All right, so what we had here was a bearish break of the 5 minute opening range. And if you look actually at the very first, or I should say, second candle of the New York session, this was my indication here to have a short bias because we had a bearish retest of VWAP. So once we had the bearish retest of VWAP and we had the bearish break of the 5 minute opening range, a break to the downside, and we had to move up from the golden pocket of fib, that all told me to go short. I'll should put the fib right here. Okay, this is where it was during the beginning of the trading session. I sold this one a little early, and that was just because we had this zone here that was acting as an area of support just based on yesterday's price action. But as you can see, we fell through that. Here, my plan was actually to take another short at 9:49 right here and then write this a little bit longer, but I hesitated, and yeah, this was a missed trade and missed profits, unfortunately. So this was a good trade, but yeah, I could have made another even better trade, and even then I could have just held the original trade for longer. All right, the second trade was based on a break and retest of the zone that I drew here. This zone has a low on a 6977, and so once I saw on the 1 minute chart that we broke below the zone and we had a weak bearish retest of it, that told me that I should get into shorts, which I did. And then I wrote this all the way down to 6961.50, and yeah, made a little bit of money here. This was a good trade, or I should say, it was a winning trade, but it could have been better. Actually, when I first got into this trade, I was thinking, well, if we can't hold this zone, then we're probably going to go all the way down here. But I was worried that my profit area was too aggressive, and so I just took profits a bit early here. And at first it looked like I had made the right decision because we're moving up, but this was really just another retest of this area, this zone, and which is now acting as a supply zone area of resistance. And once we had that second retest, we just moved right down to where I thought price would go. So unfortunately, yeah, I missed out on a lot of profits there. In terms of improvement, I would say that two areas to focus on are holding on to winning trades and I would say entries. Because I didn't get the best entries for my trades if you look. For example, I entered the short at 7,475, which is right around here. Better entry would be at this 7,006. I should say, if we move this fib zone up, the better entry would have been at like 7,009. And this buy, well, a better exit for the buy would have been at around 6996, but my exit was at 6999.25. And then the same for this trade as well. And that's because I am relying on market orders. There is a time and place for market orders, and they are really useful and convenient, but they can cause you to lose out on profits and get really bad entries for your trades, which cuts into your profits. And I know this is something I've talked about before, but today, the downsides of the market orders that I usually use are very clear. It's almost like a tax you pay when trading. So I'm gonna try to use more limited orders. And just based on the other area of improvement that I mentioned before, I need to hold on to trades for longer. Now, I don't think my exit here was necessarily bad because we had this zone that was kind of in the way. So scalp wasn't a bad idea necessarily, but I probably should have sold like right down here at this 6995 level rather than at 6999. It goes back to what I was saying before about market wars and getting good entries, but this also has to do with patience and really just classic trading psychology, which is make sure you let your winners run and you cut your losers short. So those are going to be two areas I'm going to be focused on in terms of improvement. If you have any other suggestions or comments, any feedback, please let me know. But if not, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.